Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel. Hey, what is going on, YouTube? We're hanging out, we're having fun. We've got Adam Lawson in the house, we've got Reenie in the house, and we've got Mr. Krieger himself drawn away. And he's doing this all through a little thing called COVID.
Yeah.
I like it. So this is Jason. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about hardcore comic book making. And this is how it's done. As it, despite COVID, you say, you know what? I don't care. Because the show must go on. The comics must be made. I'm all about it.
And they're giving you a hand.
Adam is a trooper.
They're giving you a hand.
Very impressive.
So
The sacrifices we make.
Yeah, right.
no, I remember I was shooting. I was working on a series for Netflix. I was writing this interactive series, and I cut the top of my thumb off, which was a great cutting watermelon. I cut this edge of my thumb off, right, and then so I had this big bandage on it. They're trying to put it back on with glue, but I had to write with this big old thumb. But I still had to deliver script pages, and I said, I'm this committed. I'm this committed.
That's right.
Oh, man.
I think we've all been there, just sick and chugging through work.
Yeah, I know. That's what makes it real. But I know Jason's on, and now this piece of art we want to give away at the end. Niall, can you accommodate that?
Oh, you want to give it away at the end?
Well,
I think we can make something happen here.
I mean, I think these fabulous people in the chat deserve that. If no one else does, Alex VRB, who was backer number 1 on Jawbone Death, and was the backer number 1 on on the Finch story and the Exiled. So this guy is 3 for 3 with me. So
Dude, he's backer number 1 on a not just your campaigns, but mine too, on other people, everybody's campaign. He's really good at that. I don't even know how he does it.
Irene, so he's got you too. See, I mean, I feel like Irene that he's gaming the the right? It's almost
It must be.
Yeah, right. Like he's doing something.
Nice.
He secretly is at Indiegogo.
Right?
Yeah.
We appreciate it. It's awesome.
No, it's the best. It's the best. One thing now I want to show, because you and I talked about this, a while ago, we launched this on your channel. I guess we had a second launch on your channel over a year ago, and the Exiled is finally complete. So if you can imagine, here's what this guy looks like, right? Here's a standard comic. Here is the size of the Exiled, right?
Oh, nice. Oh, is that hardcover too?
No, so what I did is I got it in soft cover, which actually
but it's...
I prefer it. So it's oversized soft cover. So it's actually, because I think I've got a lot of complaints from people about hardcover, especially if they're big. Like I get Rick Remender's big giant generator books, and they're really tough to read. You can only read them at a desk because they weigh 19 pounds, And so this was like this ultimate space between.
Oh, wow.
So it's this is the Indiegogo exclusive cover. So this image only exists on this cover. Everything else exists somewhere else except this one. Rob Willis did it. There's the rad back cover, and then the beautiful art was printed China. It's on the boat. Should be here. It's been on the water for a while. It's got a ribbon. But yeah, so that Exile. Anybody, if you back that, it is close. It is close. The boat is nearing port. But I love that oversized thing. I know, you kind of like that as well. It's like, but in softcover, you think at first you're like, wait, in softcover? But it's this extra super thick soft cover with a fold. And so it's really, it's not like a comic book cover. It's like 2 or 3 times as thick.
Oh, wow.
It's two. Hey,
Phil. That's awesome.
It's 2 or 3 times as thick. So it's like, anyways, it's like a format I freaking love. Anyways, anybody out there, it's real. I know it took longer than we said, but it's real. They always get there, but that one ran into some problems, but it's done.
Nice.
Cool. No, it looks great. We lost Jason. Oh no, come back.
I know that COVID did hit him. Now
I know.
Oh, he's gone.
He thought he could tough guy it.
What happened? Yeah. Poor Jason.
You can do it. So we got the giveaway set up for everyone. So if they can, just click in right in the live chat. Just type in hashtag Jawbone, and we'll do the giveaway towards the end of the show. And what are you giving away again, Adam?
So we're gonna give away the piece of art that Jason is drawing or was drawing before the demons came in, crawled out of Fiendish, ate him, and
It's all my fault.
And it's definitely Everene's fault. And he disappeared. But he was going to draw a piece of art about our Jawbone character and give it away because we like people show up and hang out with us. It's fun to get a prize.
That's awesome, man.
And I love, Phil, that you're repping Lobo in the back there.
Always.
Yeah, always repping Lobo because Jawbone Death certainly takes a little bit of. Oh, this is the original art for the wrap cover.
Yeah, when I read that preview that was in the back of the Kill Journal dossier, the Finch one, I'm like, this is totally like Lobo meets the Crow. Like that was the vibe.
You hit it perfectly.
Yeah, and it's so much like a underground outlaw comic, like the Crow was, and just with this high tea over the top action, the demons, like the art is incredible. Like the layouts that Jason's doing on this, just the layouts, like that first opening page with the tree and the falling down into the woman's face. It's so almost nightmarish or dreamlike. Really cool stuff.
Well, there's the villain in this, the Myth Slayer. He's been trapped for 1,000 years inside this tree called the Killing Tree, and it has been cut down. And like you're saying, this is sort of this moment where she ends up killing her parents and then chopping down this tree. I know, she's really lovely.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and like we wanted to create this sort of dreamlike feeling, right? So this is like the moment where like the psychosis starts for her, right? You can see where it's like the Demon Slayer is talking to her.
So
and
cool.
Then, evolves into, getting rid of her parents and then coming to the tree to make this sacrifice so then she can cut it down and
It was
bring him
properly
back.
crazy.
Yes, that's properly crazy. But kind of based on that story of that woman historically who chopped up her family members with an axe. It's kind of where I got the inspiration.
Lizzie Borden.
Yeah, Lizzie
exactly
Borden.
Right, Lizzie Borden.
The axe is way better than the wood chipper.
Yeah.
There's just a lot more effort, sweat, and passion, I think, in that method. That's what
She
I
wanted to
recommend.
put work into it to show she cared.
You know what? She was committed. You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want about her, but she was disciplined.
She did it.
Yeah. And then you can see this is our villain here. This is the Myth Slayer over here. He has this centipede-like arm for one of his hands.
Ooh, that's cool.
And then Raina, that's the girl who cuts down the tree, not to be confused with Rennie, but with Raina, who cuts down the tree. She kind of becomes
Close enough like me.
She becomes his queen, right? And she births all these monsters, and she has this worm form she can take. But this is the villain of the story. I think Jason, we went the rounds on developing this, and we wanted him to feel fresh. And what he does is he's the Myth Slayer because he consumes other people's beliefs and hopes and myths, myths such as, maybe like religions, ancient myths, etc., and consumes them until all people are sort of worshiping him, right? And
Nice. That's a good
and so
idea.
like he manipulates people's beliefs. So he like recruits a church congregation. He recruits activists or people that have like sort of strong beliefs. He manipulates them. And then those who don't have any, he just sort of executes away. Because so he's that's our villain in this story, and but he needed that tough of a villain needed an equally badass hero. I think this was one of the images that this is our He-Man moment in the story. Right, because this is a story about Mitch Bernthal, who is a burned-out biker. He's working as an enforcer for the Red Animal Biker Gang, and he's being forced to do things he hates. And then he hears this voice one day in his head, and kind of like the voice of God saying, "Hey, you're going to hell if you don't change it." So instead, he decides to then instead of, kill the snitch he's been ordered to kill, he kills his gang boss and burns his world down. And he, like the crow-like aspect of it, he ends up getting shot by his gang, thrown in the bottom of this ravine.
Right.
And then his blood leaks out and awakens this Leviathan warrior, which is this ancient holy warrior who initially was part of the team that locked the Mythslayer in the killing tree. And he needs an avatar. And although, Mitch, who becomes Jawbone, is, broken both body and soul, he will have to do. And so he becomes Jawbone Death, and he gets this helmet, this massive iron helm, and that's how he can communicate with this Leviathan warrior. And then he gets his weapon, and he calls the Leviathan warrior because he killed that ancient beast, the Leviathan from the Bible, and then took its jawbone, and that's his sword. So it's both mystical and badass at the same time.
Yeah, super cool.
Irene gets it.
I love that. That's some berserk shit. I love that.
Exactly.
And a sword.
Right?
Of course. But that's great. I love it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think in my heart, I think maybe Phil, you're there too. It's like everything's always a little berserk. Everything's always a little.
Yeah.
Always a
Or the
little.
The stuff I like is always, it has to have that drop of just like craziness and gore. I love that. So
Yes.
You're
And then
hitting that right there.
And this is that crazy. This is a double page spread. This is where Jawbone makes his first attempt to kill the queen.
Can you record that and add it in so when they open that double page spread?
That will be your trailer. I'll give you the sound effect.
So this was up for sale on the campaign page. Maromi, he got it in the
Dang.
first
Awesome.
10 minutes.
Nice.
Yep. In fact, it's crazy because as you can see, also Jason here, is sick, so I've got to do the talking for him. But he, crafted all these beautiful pages, and these are what I love so much about them is they're original pages. There's no scans. This is all blood on the paper.
So cool.
And when you start to see. This is part of this assault where he gets overwhelmed by the minions of the Mythslayer, and they're going to chomp him up. And there's something that happens, when you traditionally draw. It's for real. It's for keeps. Not anything there's against digital art. I don't think there's maybe a right or wrong, Irene. But,
How dare you? Actually, I'm going back to traditional. So.
Oh, good.
Why? What is making you make that decision?
Well, not to distract from Jawbone Death.
Please,
sorry, but
please, this is important.
I just have to know.
Yeah, we need to know.
It's honestly, I've always preferred drawing traditionally. I just went digital because, first of all, I moved so much. I moved almost pretty much once a year for over a decade. So I didn't have space. I had very little stuff. Traditional art takes like space and paper, but it's also just faster to work digitally. So I had like a little portable Cintiq, the Cintiq companion that would break all the time, but I would still fix it and keep using it. That's what I started drawing Fiendish on. But now I have a studio. I want to go back to traditional. And also it's, of course, I wouldn't mind the added income of selling originals, but I do think the work will be better this way. It might take a little longer. I'm doing digital pencils because that'll be way faster, like perspective tools and everything, digital pencils. But I print out the blue line. I'm going to ink traditionally, and it'll be better for the book.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, are you going to, do your roughs and everything digitally, print them out, and then this way you have the inks and stuff, and you can sell those.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Well, and I think
we can make some extra cash,
I think
I certainly don't mind that.
Right?
No, because I think there's it's a real income. Like I think about James Herron, Daniel Warren Johnson, Sean Gordon Murphy, kind of these bigger guys who are doing it. Like their real income is that they sell the book, they sell the pages afterwards, and that's really how they're making a real living. Yeah. Even though they're getting paid Marvel page rates, which are great in comparison to what lots of people offer. It's if they didn't have that extra $600 a page or whatever it was, they were selling them for $1,000, depending on their name.
Yeah, and that could grow over time too, right?
Yeah.
The pages the original art that you're selling. I look at it is it like people in the music industry, they're like recording artists, and then they go on tour, and that's where they make their money. Is doing tours and live concerts and having that live music, and you equate that to the live traditional art in someone's hand.
Great
wouldn't
point,
you say?
yeah.
And wouldn't you say, Irene and Phil, you guys might feel this too, Jason, is that AI art is here to stay, and it's only going to be more and more every day.
I think it's the only way to go, Adam. I think it's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna fight now.
And everything in the commercial
You're cool
world
too, Rainey. Don't worry about
when
it.
we make pitch decks now at the agency,
Yeah.
when I'm the agency team, they're only using AI now. There's
Really?
there are no more artists concept wise. It's only
Yeah.
AI, and so because of the speed, and they don't really care because they weren't making a finished product anyways. They were just making a concept
Right.
to sell
Sure.
everything. But
yeah, it's sad. It's a lot of concept artists are going out of work, but
yeah, the concept artist is that's a tougher spot.
Now,
Like
now is that just
but-
like in the world of concept art, or are they doing that in like storyboarding too?
No, storyboarding. You're
don't-
still using. You're still
They're
doing
still-
pencils. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I mean, I
okay.
make
Yeah.
30 commercials a year, and have for a decade. And this is the thing about it is it's like what's happening is that you still storyboard because it's too nuanced, and
yeah, it's very specific.
and it's super specific. Whereas it's easy to say like, here's a vibe, AI art, right? Like,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's the difference. Once you start to get like, oh, he's looking slightly to the left too much. That gets a lot
you
harder.
need a real artist for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you need real artists. So we're still using real storyboard artists, but concept artists are all the way that way. But where I'm going with that is, I think, like with anything that starts to become very easy to do digitally, the real thing starts to have more and more value.
Thank you. That's exactly what I've been saying. I don't have to like AI art, but the thing is, it's here to stay because the consumers and the corporations don't care either way. They're like, no matter how much artists whine, it's gonna happen. So either we can step up our game or prove that we have traditional drawing skills. I do think original art, and if you like, imagine 10 years from now, there's gonna be so much AI art everywhere, but a video of somebody physically drawing a paint, like a comic page or a painting on YouTube, that'll be so mind-blowing, and that piece will be worth way more. So I don't think our good artist jobs will be threatened at all. I think the valuation would just be different.
Yeah, I think I think you've kind of said that. You said that best is because essentially what starts to happen is it's like when you go into somebody's house and they show you a beautiful painting, it has meaning to you, right? If they show you a screen with an AI art that they made in Midjourney, you aren't impressed by them. You don't like go, wow. You're like, bro, I can do the same thing. Cats in a tree with a dragon. I got that too. You know what I mean? Whereas it's like when you step up to, and also too, AI art's limited to screens, right? The size of a screen, wherever that screen is. Whereas when you hold this up and somebody can hold it in their hands, you know what I mean? It's such a great page, right?
Oh my
And you
god,
can-
Jason is so good.
I know, right?
Cool.
I mean, you're all right, Jason. You're okay.
Um,
You're
I
love
better
it,
than
dude.
I am. What would you? You're,
You know what I
you're
mean?
better than I am.
No.
I think that has
Okay.
intrinsic value that has meaning. And like you're saying, concept artists, unfortunately, that's harder. I don't know what to say about that, but I do say that I that it only goes more that way. I think that traditional art would just
Yeah.
have no value. But so anyway, so the cool thing is we're selling these pages at the most unbelievable price you could possibly get them at, and that's because original art is also expensive. And it's hard for regular people or anybody to afford it. You don't have to be regular. You could just be. You can even feel like you make a good living, and it's hard to afford. So I wanted to put these pages because I had initially paid to get all the pages at a price that would essentially make it so that other people could share. This is the moment where she cuts down the tree, like that layout you were talking about. Phil,
Oh,
with
damn,
them
yeah.
hanging and the blood dripping onto her.
That's
She
so
cuts
cool.
down
dude.
the tree.
Where
and then-
where do you what was the catalyst or seed of this idea for the story?
Yeah.
What was the thing that's like
What the heck happened in your head that made this all come to
right?
be?
Like,
I
what was
had-
the thing that grew into this?
I was making this TV series called Arcade Arms, where we were building weapons from video games and in real life. And I was with this metallurgist out in Wisconsin, and we were building this sword, and he built it as if he would have built it 1,000 years ago. And it was this really cool thing. I can fix it. Alex can do it. She's single, Alex. She's very available.
Shocked.
But I was meeting with him, and I'll send a link you to the video sometime if you want, Phil. But
Yeah.
it was just his passion for metal, and like started this idea about like building these weapons and this war coming out. So the first title of the book was called War in the North, right? And it had this idea that what was he crafting these weapons for, right? And then that sort of conceived this idea that, there was this somebody, the king, because we then went to another metallurgist who was in Nova Scotia, where Leif Erikson had arrived, and I was like, what if there was something ancient world, that's where that was the inception. So I thought, well, great, there's this myth slayer that consumes all myths, and he's been locked in a tree. And that's our enemy. And then our hero, at first it started out with a metal weapon, and then it became this jawbone.
Yeah.
Right? It became this, how do I level that up even more? Mm-hmm. And it made me think of Samson, as is often talked about, how he killed the Philistines with the jawbone of the donkey. Yeah. And I was like, well, what if it was the jawbone of like a dragon? Mm-hmm. Right? Something massive, right?
Yeah.
And so then instead of it being a dragon, I tried to kind of stay a little bit biblical with it, so the myths stayed kind of consistent, and it became the Leviathan. Not that I know what that really looks like or anybody could claim, but
sure.
I figured it would have a big mouth.
Yeah.
It's big. It's all that matters.
Why not the jawbone of like a blue whale? No one does anything with the blue whale.
It's not intimidating enough. It's all like it just eats krill. It's all peaceful and stuff.
But it could be like really well serrated, right? It could be like really well serrated with their little fuzzy teeth thingies.
Oh, it would be like a giant toothbrush, right?
It'd be like a tickle thing. It'd be like they tickle people with it.
I like portraying elephant skulls as cyclopses.
Oh,
that's.
They actually did think that though, and like
That's
they
right.
found there was a species of dwarf elephant in like Crete or something, and they found those skulls. If you look at elephant skulls, the nose hole is just like, and it looks almost like a cyclops.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
That was what was mistaken for cyclops. That's what the myth
Blue
comes
whale
from.
tickler.
Hi,
Yeah.
Just an
Vaughn.
idea.
Hello.
Just an idea.
Heads
Vaughn
were-
Kloss, the man. Yes,
Yep.
Vaughn. Anybody who hasn't seen his book Kintaro, you should think about it. I have a mighty fine Vaughn Kloss collection that's going into it, and he's even getting his books translated, guys. So this
saw that.
That
this
is
the
awesome.
level.
Yeah.
It's a leveling up. That's for sure.
Branching out, expanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I keep trying to say this. I was trying to talk to somebody about this. Tatsuki Fujimoto, who does Chainsaw Man, which is of the best. You think about these mangakas in Japan, like there's so many more people trying to become a mangaka than a comic book artist, because mangakas can sell, like, if they're really good, they can sell 8 million copies. Like that's a hit, right? Or they can sell like 1 million copies. Like we were really proud of Thundercats for selling 170,000, right? Yeah. And this is in a country like less than half our size.
Oh,
And
the
so-
numbers don't even compare. But like, there's so many factors. Like, it's built into their culture and everything.
Oh, no,
and
so
it's
many
just-
factors.
it's crazy.
It's so many factors, but what I'm saying as a result, you get this like kids like that's a dream. That's like becoming an actor or a YouTuber. Like it's like whereas like it's not as much of a dream to become a comic book artist in the U.S. because they know they're all no one's rich. It's funny how that.
To be fair, mangaka also mostly aren't rich, but it's such a part of the culture, and
Totally.
I mean,
It's huge.
wages in Japan are just not great, but it's the work ethic, and it's like there's a real respect for the art form. I've been to a couple of conventions in Japan, and it's just like, I mean, Comic Cons in the States are great, but you can tell that to them, it's like in Europe where the art is, and in European cons are totally different. It's like a gallery show, so I've heard. And in Japan, they really, that's why they call mangaka, even someone starting out, sensei or sama. Like, this is a teacher. They really respect the art. So
Yeah.
I just think it's built into the culture. I wish it was same here. I want things to
should
change
be.
here to be the same.
It should be, because I mean they encompass so much of entertainment. I mean, because you get to read it, you get to watch it. In some cases that you're playing the games, like they have, like it's everywhere. Like you said, it's part of the culture. I was hanging out with Philip Tan, and he was just saying,
I love
like,
Philip.
Over there, he's like, a lot of it is, you can make a lot of money if you can churn out a lot. He's like, you don't even have to be the best artist, but if you can churn out good enough pages, he goes, you can make a better living than, the comic artists here. Yeah. But he's like, it's just a different world. Like that's like a top source of their entertainment, and you can buy it everywhere.
Well, see, I think that's the difference is it's like, I really think you said it best, is it has nothing to do with like we're not telling good enough stories, or I would say very little, and more to do with the culture of how it's perceived. Because think about book sales in the United States in general. Book sales are up. They've had great book sales. People are still buying books.
Yeah.
There isn't like a book culture, because there's books for everyone. Manga is like that. But our comic books, because of sort of
I gotta go,
Marvel and
guys.
DC hegemony, and Comics Code, and like a sort of just a history of things, just created this arena where it became just guys in tights. And so it became so narrow in what it was, even though originally they weren't narrow. Prince Valiant, early comics had nothing to do with superheroes.
Yeah, there used to be romance and horror. I do think the lack of diversity of genre is one of the main problems, even more so than just like anything political and stuff coming out.
I agree.
Because the thing with manga is if you follow manga over the decades, there are waves of trends. Like when Evangelion was coming out, there's like a bunch of mecha stuff, and then for a while sometimes it's fantasy, sometimes nowadays it's all isekai, and there's different genres. Like shonen is always like the biggest seller, but there's different types of shonens, but in America you don't have that. So when there's superhero fatigue, there's nothing else to kind of pick it up and save it. You can't just have like one thing carrying us, for one genre carrying an entire medium, because superheroes, as much as I do respect superhero comics for what they are, it's one genre in a medium. It's not the entire medium.
That's right. And in the States it became the entire medium, and so it unfortunately took a whole endless medium and made it niche.
Yeah.
And then
they kicked all the other genres away.
Yeah, that's right. And then that genre for many decades was just boys in the basement, right? And so it created this. Whereas unlike, like, look at webtoons. More girls are reading webtoons than boys, and there are more female creators than male creators on webtoons.
Yeah.
But that's not at all in the States. Like, it's an 80-20, you know what I mean, in the States. So it's like
Vaughn has a good point.
This is a good point. I'm actually working on getting these guys on. I just talked to them, but Ghost Machine is releasing books in multiple genres through Image. They're doing sci-fi, horror, and family comedy genres.
Yeah, I think this is smart. I think this is smart.
I know them.
But this is what's happening, though. Just so people understand out there is, we all know the state of the comic book industry, right?
Sure.
And Ghost Machine is the last big talents of DC. Like, their last big names left, created Ghost Machine, and now they're publishing their own stuff. Whether they still do work time and time with DC or whatever, that's going to happen. But that's what we're going to start seeing a lot of these pros are doing, is they're now making their own networks, they're making their own publishing companies. They're partnering up to do things like Ghost Machine. And you're going to start seeing that.
Well, Distillery, did you see Distillery did kind of the same thing? The guys who were running, comics on Amazon before they moved it to Kindle left and did that. They're trying to do something as well, too. I think Vault Comics is that way, too. Mad Cave, stepping very far away from superheroes, getting into sci-fi, horror, and broadening it out. Because I agree. Unfortunately, I think that just Marvel and DC are the past. They're just not the future of comics. They're wonderful. They're just the past. You know what I mean? And the movie fatigue is so extreme. It's like, I just don't know how you can make that
Take
fresh.
a break. Take a break,
it's just
people.
so much. Like, you can't turn around without seeing a Marvel character.
They keep hammering you like more superheroes.
I mean, it's on the AT&T. The guy coming to fix your phone line has Superman on his van. It's like, you can't escape. And so it feels just like this overwhelming, like. And it's why I don't think the sales improve, even though the advertising is through the roof, because it's just unfortunately. But either way, that's a long story. But I agree that, like, building out like this broader genres that are much more diverse genres, like you're saying, I mean, like manga has so many like romance things that are just romance stories that are
basketball.
Stay-at-home dads.
There's manga of every. Okay, there are manga of There's this manga I can never remember what it's called, but it's a factory, but it's a facsimile. Is that the right word for a human body, like biology? So like the white blood cells are these white suits, and the red blood cells were these red suits, and it's all about this factory workers and their drama, and it's teaching kids biology through this cute little like factory characters. And then there's also a manga called Crimson something. It's about salmon. The characters are these salmon with like anime eyes, and it's about their journey to battle upriver and go back home. It's a manga about samurai. There's manga about everything, and this is the way comics should be.
Yeah,
No, it's called Cells at Work is the one you're thinking about, Irene, right? And I
Yes,
read
yes,
it.
that one,
It deals
yeah.
with everything. Yeah, it deals with like
Wow.
it's like they're the cells inside of this guy's body.
I'm into
like,
House. Was it House Husband? It's basically about a stay-at-home dad.
Who's
And
the
I was
killer?
like, is this legit? I was like,
Yeah.
it is.
Who is the
Sounds
killer?
like,
He was
Yeah.
a killer, and now he's like, here,
It's-
take
it's
this
great.
coupon.
and
like
crazy.
a
It's
Moses
assassin
Jones.
who's
Remember
like
that?
cleaning the house for his wife.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
like,
it's
what?
so diverse. Isn't
but it's
it?
entertaining though. 'cause
What's
you're
that, Phil?
I got to jump off and eat dinner, but I might be back on if you guys are still going. But
Okay.
everybody buy
All right.
Thanks,
Jawbone
Phil.
Death. The book is
Yes.
awesome.
Thanks, Phil.
Jawbone
Later,
Death.
everybody back lost pages too.
Yeah.
3.
Back lost
as in
pages,
3.
three.
Yeah, back lost pages 3. There
Yeah. Yeah.
In
But yeah,
this
so
book.
it's and this one. But yeah, but you get it. Like there's like one of my favorites is Crazy Food Truck. It's this guy who runs a food truck and he like picks up this girl who was like abandoned in the desert, and then she's like his partner, and he was a killer, and it's like a lot of like food porn shots of him like chopping
Oh, holy
vegetables. It's like it's
Oh.
amazing.
Holy shit, Salty! I think you've given me my largest super chat. $100
Nice.
super chat. I don't have Billy's bell, but ding, ding, ding,
Whoa!
ding, ding.
Holy cow!
Thank you, sir. Did someone say sci-fi comic? You want more sci-fi? Check out Silence Dogwood. I hear it is really good. By the way, Jawbone Death looks dope. Yeah, I said dope. 90s forever. Loving this convo. Thank you all. Salty is
Dude.
the man. We've had him on the channel. We're
Woo!
gonna have him on some more. And damn, dude, thank you so much.
He changed it. He just
My
changed
kids
the
are
whole
eating
game.
this week, guys.
That's
My
right.
kids
Kids
are
are
eating.
eating. Kids are eating. Well, but Jawbone, so that, I mean, you've seen a lot of the pages, but to kind of take you through a bit of the campaign and what it's offering there is the book itself is going to be a signed foil edition. You saw the wrap cover there. There it is. That's our hero image. Mike Spicer colored it, who's doing Transformers right now. He's a super great guy. And the book is going to be all black and white interiors. You're seeing those pages. Though the original art doesn't have the zipatone and gray tones on it that the interiors will have. But it's 28 pages of story, and it's this wrap cover. We're going to do all 5 issues in this story arc this way, where drop on a crowdfunding campaign. Thank you, Salty. Thank you. Where they're all a wrap foil cover, so you can build a little collector's set with it. And you know, we have a T-shirt with this that Jason designed the art for. It's ultra badass. There's a patch because I love patches. I like to put on my jacket. I have my green patch jacket. Irene gets that. This is one of my favorite splash pages there. The splorp.
Oh, that's great.
And you know, I think that there is this sense of motion and movement that's kind of being inspired by manga, and then kind of being carried on with people like Heron and Johnson that are adding this much more sense of motion to their pages that we've tried to incorporate. I think comics, you know, emotion and motion are, I think, are kind of some of their most important things. Here's that page. It's always funny to see it digitally and then for real. This is how you know the book is done, because here are all of the pages.
You know what I love about
Yeah.
this though? Like, if you're a true indie comics person, right? Like, you went back. You may not have been in the 70s. You know, you might have been born in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. But when you dive back and look at that black and white art and all those unique styles, like, you look at something like this, I'm just like, this just bleeds to me like independent creating. You know, just great style,
Yeah.
great artwork, black and white. There's nothing I love more in a book. I just love black and white. But I mean, you guys are
Same.
freaking killing it. Let's see what we got here. What are we drawing?
I love some
Whoa.
good black and
Oh,
white.
there it is.
There, that's the giveaway, everyone. So if you haven't already, please type in
Thank you, Jason.
hashtag
You're
Jawbone
welcome.
into the live chat, and we'll be giving this piece right here away tonight.
Yeah, that's
Very
awesome.
cool.
Are you guys doing a black and white version? Because I
It-
would buy that.
It is only in black and white. So that's it. It's a black and
Oh,
white
it
book.
is.
So
Okay,
it's-
I thought so. The covers are color, but the interiors
Yeah.
are black and white.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's a-
perfect.
That's right, Irene. So
Heavy
it's a
metal
colored
pulp,
cover.
that's right.
Yes, Vaughn.
Yes.
It's a colored cover. It's a foil cover too, because you got to make it cool. It's going to be signed. You know, and think about like when you go into your comic shop and just get like the rare cover. It's $20, and it's not foil and it's not signed. So it's a pretty dope way to do it. You can get it. I'm also offering CGC versions of it where it'll be graded, the signature author, verified. Because some people have asked for these, and I thought, you know what? Let's do it. Let's make this the ultimate collector's ride. But you got to scroll down a little bit here. We'll take a look at the T-shirt, which I love because I'm a T-shirt guy. Phil just left, but I have like 3 of his T-shirts. 1, 2.
Okay.
Am I
Okay,
going
we'll
too
look at
fast,
t-shirt
Rainey?
first. I have an art question I wanted to ask Jason, but we could look at t-shirts first.
No, please, please.
And okay, sorry. Look, can you scroll back to the page with the hands? I want to ask Jason, how did you do that kind of effect on the so the kind of like Kirby dot but not Kirby dot effect? Because I've seen like Stronger Murphy use fingerprints. It kind of looked like that, but your effect looked different. Yeah, in the like that glow, like almost like the hands are on fire in the background.
Yeah, right
What is
here.
that?
Oh, is that piece? That's whiteout. That's all
It's
that
just
is.
white out with a brush.
Yeah, it's. I think I had watered down some Pro White, like Dr. Martin's bleed proof white.
Oh, nice.
This-
Oh, okay. So it's just brush and white out.
So it's either that or I used straight up these Bic whiteout markers and then just.
Oh,
kinda
you used
smeared
Oh,
it.
Oh,
Smear-
I'm
smeared it
Are you
terrified
with
supposed
of
to?
vinegar.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know
So-
if they're archival.
Yeah, it's super easy.
You can get those
It's
as
not
saved.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's.
No, I love that effect. That looks great. Okay, that's all it was.
Yeah, in fact, I think I used a lot of fingerprints in there. So
Oh
it's-
yeah,
it's
that's what I
neat.
thought. It looks like.
dabbing it around with my fingers. Finger
There you go.
coloring.
I knew
Yeah,
it.
you
Finger
can,
paint.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
so now we have
why
your
not?
ID. Your ID is in the book. Your DNA, your
That's-
biological ID is imprinted in this book.
I don't. I
Yeah.
don't really think much about that, but that's
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard Sean Gordon Murphy say. It's like, oh, I guess I gave my fingerprints away to the whole world. I mean, whatever.
Well, Jason, these
The government already
interiors
has it.
are fire, man. These things are amazing.
I appreciate it. Issue 2 is coming along, and issue 2's fire too. So it's gonna be definitely a killer ride. But unfortunately, guys, I kind of gotta
Okay.
go. That
Oh, so-
screaming that you heard before was my mother-in-law falling on my father-in-law,
Oh no!
Oh no!
and I had to go save them both. And now she's not doing very well, so I may have to call the paramedics and stuff. So
Jason, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry,
that's
man.
okay. So this is the kind of finished scribble. I might do some more stuff to it, but whoever wins, let me know and I'll send it to them.
Okay.
All right,
That was
perfect.
awesome.
Nice. Thank you,
Oh,
Jason.
okay,
Good
Sorry
luck
to
with
hear that.
everything.
okay.
Sorry you have to deal with
Yeah.
that right now.
Yeah, man, no worries. I appreciate everyone who came out and bought stuff, and I wish I could stay more and kind of chill, but now I feel guilty that he was screaming for me.
No, you
No,
gotta get out of here, bro.
don't.
Yeah.
You gotta get out
Yeah, it's okay. We'll
I
sell your
can't.
book for you.
of here.
Please.
Well, Salty, thanks for backing, bro. Thanks for that, bro.
Thank you guys all so much. I'm going to go take care of my family, and I have COVID, and I hopefully won't give it to them. So,
All right.
Well,
Oh
nothing
yes,
wrong with a
please
little
do.
COVID.
Take care.
yeah, thank you all.
All right, have a good
Bye.
night, Jason. Thanks for hanging with us.
Good
Yeah,
night.
thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Niall. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, Jason
Aw.
did this image just for the shirt, and I love the shirts. I love having a shirt. It brings me great joy. I'm wearing one for Mary Boys.
Oh,
I love-
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I love these guys. Finding that focus. Yeah,
There you go.
there you go. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah, that's a good
That's
shirt,
another
too. I
like
love that
character.
text.
I love his style.
It's,
for
I
Mary
know,
Boys.
right?
It's so creepy. Like I love
Are we
it.
all wearing comic shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what? Like, oh, yours is
Yay!
fiendish. Yeah. Of course. it's
Yeah,
great.
it's like character. It's my Ragnar
There you
shirt.
go.
Yeah. See, your black and white cover, Irene. I love it. I have it. It's good. I know that
Oh,
that's
thank
not
you. I
that,
love
but it
it.
has that vibe to it.
Oh, it is. It is the
Oh, it is.
black and white cover, just blown up really big.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, hey, that doesn't seem like the whole thing, but
And here's your patch.
yeah, there's the patch, baby. Join the Jawbone Death Army. So anybody who backed, if you sign up on the pre-launch list and you back it, you're getting that for free. Or if you're on the Substack, you're getting it for free. And if not, you can buy it here on the campaign. I'm a patch guy. And then here's I'm just walking through the double page spread, the pages that are available. And then
165 for original art is like incredible, dude.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I wanted to put it at a place where I think most people feel that it's accessible with, you know, because
Yeah.
a $600 or $1,000 piece is like, even people who might want it, it's just too far, you
Yeah.
know, and and I totally get that. And so, how do I kind of, in a way, kind of give it away? So, because that's the cool thing about making an indie book. You get for the people who came in at the beginning, they get something that you can never get again. So this is the originals on this piece here. This was my favorite page in the book, without a doubt. You know, doom.
Another sound effect for you.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm
Wow,
recording all
beautiful.
this. We can
Yeah,
separate
please.
the audio for you.
Please. And then this is Marcos, who I kind of thought when this goes to retail, he would color the book. He colored this page. It'll be the inside back cover will be this. And so,
Beautiful.
yeah, there's a place.
Oh, we got Jimmy Ray. What up, Jimmy?
Love me some Jimmy.
Hello. Hi, Jimmy.
I'm ready for Dragon Rage.
Right?
Me too.
And
He's
then I
hanging out.
figured,
Draw
His
faster.
epic looks so cool.
and then I figured it's only fitting that the Kill Journal, you know, this is the book that Jason and I formed a friendship on, did 132 pages together. This campaign came out awesome. It's an action horror story set in a world of slashers and survivors. So these are all printed and done. They're overspill from the campaign, except even this cover wasn't available for the campaign. I just printed some soft covers. So we've got those. So there's 100% done. They're only $15. It's just a chance to get them out to people. And you can just add it on to any tier you want. But this is where it began for Jason and I.
Yeah, that's a
Sweet.
good book. I have that. I think I have all of your books, Adam.
Do you have all of them?
I think I have all of them.
Kyle.
I still, as just a token though, the 8th, because that's how I found you, my friend.
That was it. I know.
That was it, the 8th. And I was just on Kickstarter and I was like, I need some guests. And that's how I used to do it. I would go on Kickstarter, Indiegogo. I would just scroll and explore campaigns. Then I would click on people's bios and find their socials, friend them and stuff like that, message them and say, hey, I have this show. Would you like to come on? And I met Adam and I was like, yeah, that's cool. And that was back in, what was that, 2019? Was that 2019 or 2020?
It was 2020. It was after COVID had hit.
Was it after COVID or the 8th was after COVID?
Yeah, the 8th was after COVID.
Okay,
Essentially,
okay.
April. So it's like March, the world shut down. And then in April, I decided I'll launch this thing. Because I'd been working on it slowly over time. And then I saw Cyberfrog and I saw a few other successful books. And I was like, oh, wait, I guess this is a thing. People like do this and there is an actual audience for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of the beginnings of it. And so I just jumped in with both feet. If you could, the initial funding goal for that first book was $18,000, like an idiot. Because I was like, well, that's the cost. I didn't think it through the smart ways to do it. But then, put a bunch of money into advertising, and we ended up, raising about $40,000 on that very first one.
Nice.
Quite the ride. But
Man, I keep it here
Yeah,
as part of the
missed out
stat.
on the.
Right there.
I
That's
missed
where
out.
it sits.
I have. Oh, that's awesome. I have that little reprint of the Kill Journal. I haven't read it because I'm terrible, but I just got it. I gazed lovingly at it, and
Or coffee.
that's the one shot. That's the one shot. It's like it takes
the
place
one shot.
before this story. It's a one shot.
Oh, but the art is so good, man.
That's Maxi Dallo. That's Maxi Dallo on that one. Who
Yeah, he's great too.
I love Maxi. So yeah, that's the whole world of Jawbone Death. Obviously, Jason and I have just poured our darn hearts into it, and so it's just a two-man operation. It's just me writing and lettering and pre-press and design, and then Jason art. And that's the cool thing about comics is it can just be.
You know
that-
what? There's
that
nothing
small.
better
Mhm.
than having a great artist who has such a great style, right?
Yeah.
Like even like you could see art like that Rini does, and it's like Rini did that, right? And you're like,
Totally.
that's so great,
What?
right? Like it's so cool though when you
Art?
see because there's a lot of artists that they kind of especially if you look in mainstream comics, like a lot of it kind of looks similar. Even though
Yeah.
they're different artists, it's like, well, you need to draw this way. And then when you do find someone that they consider stylized, you're like, oh, that just doesn't work for me. But like you see
There's
stuff
a-
like this and you're just drawn to it. And like what Rini does, you're just
Yeah.
drawn to it because such a unique but such a polished style.
You know what's interesting though is in going to school or even apprenticing for comics, like they try to teach you to not do that though, and it was so frustrating. And because there's still a strong incentive to do the house style for superhero comics, because the goal is to get hired by the big two. But it's almost like it's this roundabout way where you can't get work directly with the big two, even if you have a really good style, like and if you don't fit what they are looking for, what they expect, you can't get work with them. But then if you get famous somewhere else, they'll hire you because they're like, oh, now you're kind of independently have a fan base. So it's this weird kind of contradiction. But yeah, I remember going to art school and they're like, oh, you can't have a manga style or whatever. I love seeing art like this though, where it's identifiable and it has so much more character. I feel like the creator really cares and put their emotions into it.
Yeah. And I do think I agree. And I think that's sort of changing. I think you're right. There is that like big two doorway of like, this is what a comic looks like. But that's what's so fun about, like, I remember when I was doing Snakes on a Plane, and I remember Sam Jackson came to set and he was reading.
He called me.
Oh, good.
He called me to tell me there was. I remember when the promotion, and you get a phone call, and it's Samuel L. Jackson promoting Snakes on a Plane.
That's amazing. You did.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
also my phone rings. I'm like, hello. And it's like, it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Snakes on a Plane. I'm like,
if you missed the Snakes on a Plane phenomena, Irene, you should go back and watch it.
I did.
Okay, well, so he came to set and he was reading 100 Bullets by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Rizzo. And so I remember thinking, well, man, if that's cool enough for Sam, it's got to be the coolest, right? And so I picked that comic book up, and I remember I was 28 at the time. I was ADing, and I saw that, and I was like, wait a minute. This is the most exciting I've ever read in comics. And that's when I realized, oh, wait, if you just leave that world behind and go to this other ocean of art, it's like, it's just so much more exciting. It's just so much more fun because, like you're saying, Irene, you're just getting much more different styles per book, different stories. Things feel new, and they also don't feel like you're just sort of infinitely behind, right? Anything that's 75 years of backlog, you're forever behind. You can't ever know what this is, right? Whereas like Chainsaw Man, you can know all there is to know. Whereas with Batman, you can forget it. You know, it's just an ocean that feels like
it's too much. Yeah, it's too much to catch up on. And you know what? Definitely because I didn't grow up here in the States. So when I first moved here, I was like, because I grew up reading manga, I was like, I want to find out more about American comics. And I walk into the comic store and I'm like, where do I start? And I gravitated towards IDW and Image, and that's always what I've liked was independent medium publisher books. And now here we are as well. And I think this is where the best work is being done, but in indies, whether it's publisher stuff or crowdfunding, because I think it's actual. I don't know. I think it's the diversity of genre thing, and I think the creators really have passion because we have to have that fight in us to make things happen. Right? There's no guarantee of a big company backing us.
I couldn't agree more. That's like, then you're seeing fearless storytelling, right? It's fearless. And that's, I think, I think that's why the medium is special, is because it's like, oh, this is fearless stuff. These are people who are taking full risk going, I don't know if you backed Axe Wielder John, Irene, but there's one of my.
No, I should have.
Oh, Irene,
that looks great.
You missed out on like one of the greatest. That's arguably top 3 crowdfunded books of all time. Nick Pitarra.
Oh, so good.
The art, it's just you read that and you're like, this is what truly fearless storytelling looks like. And it's just, and that's what I guess the chase for that is what's exciting. So. Hashtag Jawbone, we'll take it.
All right. There's 56 viewers right now. There's 7 entries. If anybody wants to win some original art, Jay Krager was on just a little while ago. He had to leave for a family emergency, but he did show it off. Now's your time to go into that live chat. We'll leave this up for about a minute. Type in hashtag Jawbone to win this original art piece. And then if you can, whoever the winner is, I'll give you the instructions on how you can get your information over to us. Chris Olette, you got to put hashtag Jawbone. There you go. 8.
Jawbone.
Boom. And then while we're waiting for that to happen, I'm sure Billy's in the other studio right now getting ready. We're going to be going live. We're going to be talking. And by the way, Adam and Rini, if you're bored and want to join us for this a little bit, you're more than welcome. I'll give you the link. But death of
Oh, no,
comic
Billy
book
told me he wasn't
journalism.
streaming tonight, so I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long story.
Long story.
Long story. But we're going to be hanging out with Aaron Sparrow, who wrote the article that gripped some eyes and got people talking. So we're going to break that article down, and we're going to talk the state of comic book journalism. So that's going to be happening. It should be happening right now.
I think Aaron
We'll be
Sparrow's a
able to
cool guy. I think he's a cool guy for
He's
sure.
a pretty cool guy. He's a pretty cool dude, you know?
He seems cool, yeah.
All right, we're up to 19 entries. We'll give it a couple more seconds. Actually, while we're waiting for those, again, over on Fund My Comic, head on over. Back Fiendish, chapter 2.5.
3.5.
2.5.
0.5.
I was like
3.5.
3.5. I missed 3
No,
entries.
no.
11.7.
I'm working on it. No. Oh boy, it'll be like 10 years from now, or like 20 years. I'm gonna be like just like walking and like a walker, and I'll be like, oh, there's the final page of Fiendish. Oh, the series is so long and crazy. But anyhow, this is Fiendish chapter 2.5. For people who are confused about the numbering, this is it's a standalone one shot. It's about the backstory of Casimir, my main character. We flash back to a few years ago, and we find out more about his backstory. So Casimir's whole deal is his hometown and his family were killed and destroyed by this mysterious demon infestation, and that was hinted at in the main books. We go back to see more about how he survived afterwards, and that's why this chapter is called Survivor. It's Fiendish 2.5 Survivor, and it's I think it's a very heartfelt story about surviving and finding your place in the world. And you find out so much more about the world building. We meet some of the characters that we already know from the main series, like Ragnar and Easkell, and get to see them a few years ago. There's little Ragnar right there. She's super adorable, and I super love this scene. It's so cute and warm. But yeah, the art is done by Michael Rushbrook. It's much cuter than the main books, but also there's a lot of blood. I guarantee you every Fiendish book will have blood. So that is something I will promise every single time. And the colors are done by Jake Harold, also known as Hyper Wizard, and I do the creative block with him. You guys should all know him as well. So the book looks amazing. Yeah, he's pretty cool. And and of course my campaign covers are campaign exclusives, so don't miss out on that. And this is a quick turnaround. We're going to be fulfilling by April. So this campaign is only up for 29 days, one more month, and then I'll be closing this down, and we're going into production printing, and we're going to fulfill by April. So don't miss out on this. This is something to tide everyone over until chapter 3 comes out, and I'm sure you guys are going to love it.
Right, and breathe.
And breathe.
And breathe.
Told it. I don't know. Okay, I've been told I need to breathe more when I'm pitching, but it's hard. I just love this book so much.
All right, so we've got 60 viewers, 21 entries. Type in hashtag Jawbone if you'd like to win. I'm going to do it in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's draw it.
Well, I'm just gonna be Alex BRB again.
What? Nope, that doesn't work.
What?
No, I can't win. I can't win.
How did that even happen?
Draw again.
Oh, it's because you were showing people what to do.
I was showing people what to do, and it hit me.
That's perfect.
All right, here we go. Oh, Marcus Kelligrew is the winner.
Congrats.
All right,
Nice,
Marcus
Marcus.
Kelligrew. Send me a DM on X. You can send it on X, Facebook, LinkedIn. I know you follow me on all the socials, so pick one and send me a DM with all your mailing address. I'll get everything over to Adam, and they'll get that original sketch out to you. Congratulations,
Thanks, Marcus.
Kelligrew. Appreciate it. Andy's a great supporter of the channel.
Yep.
Shares everything I post. I love it. Nice job.
Congrats.
Nice, guys.
Happy he won. But awesome. So
Back Jawbone Death.
Yes.
It's a wise choice.
Back in.
Congratulations.
You should too.
You're doing good, man. 28 days left on this campaign. Will you go on demand with this?
Yeah, this one will, because unlike with Psycho Killers and the Finch Story, they were numbered. We're not going to number these, so we'll keep this one running. I'm going to do a print order after the 30 days is over, and then I'll just keep fulfilling real time from there.
Fantastic.
And I'll do a drop on Kickstarter too, in case anybody prefers that platform. So.
Yep. All right, cool, man. Well, Rini, Adam, thanks for hanging out tonight. It was great to check out this campaign with you, Adam. You're always doing some amazing things.
Thank you.
You've been a great friend to me for a while. And
Likewise.
Rini, you're awesome. Again, if either of you wants to hang out and talk on this next stream, let me know. I'll send you the link. If not, I hope everyone has a great night. And Rini, you have a stream at 10, right?
Yeah, I have a stream at 10, so I think I'm going to go get ready for that. But thank you so much for having me on. Hope you have a great show with Aaron and Billy.
All right. Everyone,
Thanks,
Jawbone Death, everybody.
Dude,
Yeah,
have a great
good
night.
night.
We'll see
Bye.
you in 2 minutes. Bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.